Hey funnel builders, Mike Killen here from sellyourservice.co.uk. Man, what is going up with my hair? I'm gonna have to try and ignore that today. Today, I want to talk about the different types of email autoresponders and email programs and marketing automation platforms that are available to us as funnel builders, which ones you should be using, as well as which ones are better for us to use with our customers compared to using ones just kind of day to day, if there's any advantages or disadvantages. I also want to talk a little bit about the difference between an email autoresponder and a marketing automation platform, because there are some differences. Let's just jump straight in here. There is a website called marketingautomationinsider.com, which to me has always been a fascinating tool review and comparison site for all of the big players in the marketing automation space. Now, I used to use MailChimp. I used to be a really avid fan of MailChimp. Their email builder is absolutely outstanding. It's second to none. I think it's a wonderful piece of kit. However, their automation left a lot to be desired. I thought their reports were absolutely fantastic, but I found as I grew my marketing automation and my funnel business, I had to use something else that was slightly easier. Now, as a lot of you, I'm sure you'll know, we use ActiveCampaign. In fact, I've got an entire course on how to build a marketing funnel with ActiveCampaign. The reason I like ActiveCampaign is because, first of all, its automation is amazing. Like, I can do everything with kind of tags and groups, moving people across lists, all this kind of stuff. But one of the things that I think is really important to me about ActiveCampaign is the billing side. I can set people up as a partner, as an ActiveCampaign partner. I can have customers come in, and if they decide or if they forget to pay me or something, I can just switch their account off. So it's a really easy way to be able to manage budgets, and also the more people you have on their platform, the cheaper it is for you, so your margins increase. As a marketing funnel builder, I think you have to understand what it is you want from your marketing funnel platforms. There's a few caveats I think that you have to understand. First of all, it's better off to have one tool and stick with it. There's never going to be a marketing automation or an autoresponder tool that's going to do absolutely everything. It's just not going to happen. You're never going to find one that's perfect, that does everything you need it to do. And the ones that do a lot are very expensive. So you kind of have to balance that out. Also, the more you use one tool, the better you get at using that tool, the less time it takes to troubleshoot. You can copy often things like automations and email sequences and things like this across, and it's easier for you to be able to set up processes when you're using the same tool for all your customers. Again, there is not a tool that suits all customers. Some customers are going to be better suited for an e-commerce type platform. I would argue that MailChimp is moving towards the e-commerce route as opposed to ActiveCampaign, which is certainly more email automation. There's enterprise level ones, there's content based ones, and we're going to go through some of the big ones to talk about what their comparisons are. I've used most of them, and there's a reason that I've decided to use ActiveCampaign after all this time. There's a few other kind of things that you might want to bear in mind, like, do you want automation or email building? This is kind of a good way to begin thinking, well, I only want to work with one particular type of customer. For example, ActiveCampaign is really good, in my opinion, for membership and course-based businesses, information product-based businesses. I think it's absolutely outstanding. SharpSpring, for example, we found was really, really good for physical products and sales that typically had to be made face-to-face. We used it for insurance. It worked really well. Marketo is a sort of quite a big enterprise level thing. Personally, I think Marketo is really bad, but a lot of enterprise businesses seem to use it. Apparently, it's like the largest or second largest automation platform on the planet. Anyway, so let's jump back into marketingautomationinsider.com. I'm going to bring up a few different common comparisons to just show you guys what it is that you want to look for. I also want to highlight what it is that you might not realize you even have options when it comes to building out your marketing automation and using marketing automation. You need something to send emails. You need something to be able to set up campaigns. It'd be nice to have some automation to move people around. List management and contact management is massive. Things like a CRM system. Do you even need a CRM system? And does it integrate with all of your tools? So we'll start with what I use. I use ActiveCampaign. Very, very frankly, low cost for what you get. I think it's very affordable for what you get. Their automation is absolutely brilliant. It's a click and drag automation platform whereby I can say, well, if someone's added to this list and they have this tag applied to them, so let's say someone jumps onto a squeeze page and they sign up, and that sign up will add them to a list, and I'll also add a tag. I can say, we'll send them these 5 emails as a welcome email. If they are already a customer, move them into this silo, so I can move people around. Their automation is absolutely outstanding. They've got a really good support network and support platform, I think, and I really love their approach to partners and selling it to customers. That to me is a huge advantage. Their email builder, frankly, it's got better. It's got better even in the last year, but it leaves a little bit to be desired. It's not perfect. It is a click and drag format, but it's not as fluid or intuitive as MailChimp's. I personally like their CRM system, but a lot of people don't. But we have quite a basic high-level need for our CRM system. So when you're talking to your customers and you're thinking, what type of automation platform do I want to use for them? You need to think about, do they need a CRM system? Do they need regular email campaigns? Do they need automation, contact management? How many contacts do they have? These are the kinds of things you want to start thinking about. So ActiveCampaign, to me, is probably one of the best options for a lot of funnel builders to use. I would rather make the investment. When I say it's cheap, I think it's cheaper than a lot of other options that do the same thing. But I think you get a lot of bang for your buck. MailChimp. I think MailChimp is fantastic for small businesses. I don't believe it's a tool that marketing funnel builders can use for their customers. In terms of emailing, you're not going to get better. It is the world's best email builder, I believe. I think it's absolutely outstanding in terms of its email templates. They also have now a landing page builder, a squeeze page builder, which is super useful. If you're a small business and you want to use email for yourself, MailChimp might be the way to go. But if you're setting it up for customers, MailChimp, in my opinion, is not a particularly scalable option. It is affordable, but there's no partnership program. There isn't an affiliate program, but there's no partner program for you to be able to kind of manage those contacts through. I also don't really like the way they deal with contacts. They have groups, and as of from when I was using it, and it wasn't that long ago, they don't have tagging, so you have to have people in groups, and it's very difficult to tag people based on their actions. In terms of their e-commerce automation, is absolutely outstanding. There's a huge amount that you can integrate automatically with things like WooCommerce and Shopify and stuff, depending on actions that customers take online. It does have a really, really good link with e-commerce, and I wouldn't be surprised if MailChimp began to position themselves as an e-commerce emailing platform. SharpSpring is something that we've used as well in the past. SharpSpring, I think, has a really good lead scoring system. So lead scoring, ActiveCampaign has lead scoring, MailChimp kind of has lead scoring. I think SharpSpring has a really good lead scoring system. Another thing I really like with SharpSpring is their ability to manage contacts in terms of how you manage your list and like their lead databases and things. It was absolutely outstanding. Personally, again, this is it was a while ago, over a year ago, that I used them. I thought their email builder was absolutely atrocious. I really didn't like it at all. I thought it was clunky, outdated, very difficult to use, hard to format. Automation, not great, pretty bad, to be honest. Having said that, if it's more the lead scoring, and what we were able to do is basically we used to be able to upload leads to SharpSpring that we had bought from data lists and compare them against kind of our analytics and things. So I really liked using that. But to be honest, I think for the money that you would pay for SharpSpring, I think you can get a lot better. I think you can get a lot better services and integration and automation. Having said that, Marketing Automation Responder has it kind of a 4 out of 5, so it might be worth checking them out. Personally, I found them a little bit kind of clunky. I wasn't a huge fan of them. Drip. I know a lot of people use Drip. They have got a free plan. MailChimp also has a free plan. And I think automation is included for free. But again, Drip is really useful for, in fact, they even say that, info products and online courses. It's kind of more designed as an autoresponder system. It's not really an automation platform. it's more an autoresponder system. And the difference there is that automation like ActiveCampaign means I can manage people's tagging, I can change their contact details. If they've visited the site, I can send me, notifications. I can automate like their estimated lead worth and all this kind of stuff. Whereas an autoresponder system is essentially just a series of emails that are set to send out on a specific time, after a certain number of delays, maybe after a couple of triggers. MailChimp does have some basic automation. I would have it more on the autoresponder side. Drip is really more of an autoresponder platform. I think it's quite restrictive with a lot of the automation things that it does and doesn't do. Something I do really like about Drip is their email builder. I think they've got a very good email builder. But again, Drip is something very difficult for funnel businesses to scale out using with their customers. It's typically not really a platform that I would install for my customers for me to continue to grow with them personally. I'm happy to be proven wrong. Something I should say as well, if you found a tool that works, it does everything you need it to do, it's profitable, you know how to get the best results out of it, and your customers love using it, who the fuck am I to tell you that you're using the wrong tool? I know people who use Drip for their customers, and they do really, really well with them. It's just for me, when I'm building out marketing funnels and automation funnels, I would rather use something like ActiveCampaign, which is what we do. Infusionsoft is the big one, but it is really designed for businesses with kind of like a relatively large team. ActiveCampaign, I think, is easier for me to use as a very small team to scale out. Infusionsoft pretty much has everything in it. It has a landing page, designer, automation, it can take payments, it does everything, but also obviously it comes with a very steep price and a very steep learning curve. A lot of people call it Confusionsoft because of all the stuff you can do with it. If you have a 50-person or a 70-person organization, you're probably looking at Infusionsoft to handle the majority of your automation because you'll have multiple teams spread across that. I personally would want to stick with something else for as long as I can. Infusionsoft works. It's loads of people use it. They use it very, very powerfully. But I also think that bang for buck, depending on where you are within your business, it might be easier for you to use something like ActiveCampaign. Again, this is not just an automation tool about what you should use. It's what you want to be using for your customers. So how are you going to want to scale out your customers? Infusionsoft, you could create an entire business just becoming an Infusionsoft creator or funnel builder because it's so massive. I mean, you could do it for any of these, I suppose, actually. Let's look at a few of the other ones. HubSpot is a really interesting one for me. HubSpot is closer to almost like a CMS system. It's essentially a CMS system with an autoresponder system built in. You can build websites with HubSpot. You can build all your content with HubSpot and then have it pump it out. It's a very, very flexible platform like that. However, it does require a lot of investment up front. It's not like a one-off payment. If I decided to move away from ActiveCampaign, I could do that tomorrow and there'd be no fees. Infusionsoft, I believe there's like $1,000 starter fee I think you have to do. HubSpot, you have to buy a 12-month contract up front. Again, if you've got a small business and you want to run your automation and tools internally, HubSpot might be the tool for you. But if you are building funnels for customers, you want to use something like ActiveCampaign where it's easy for you to be able to switch on and off contracts depending on who jumps on and who jumps off. HubSpot, like I said, is closer to what I would consider a full marketing funnel platform, a full marketing automation platform, because you can build your website, you can have your blog on there. And something I do like is because it's that you build your blog and your landing pages all on the same platform, it integrates beautifully with all their other systems and all their other bits of kit. And you can start sending out emails and automating the process, and you can do some really clever stuff with their CRM. Their CRM is really good. I like using HubSpot. I also like talking to their team. I think their team is very, very good. But again, it's closer to if I wanted to keep my marketing automation inside my business, then I'd probably use HubSpot. If I was coming on board as a full-time consultant for a larger business, I might use HubSpot then. But that's probably about it. Let's look at some of the other ones. Where are some of the big ones? I want to talk about Marketo because I do not like Marketo. Compare tools. Here we go. So Marketo apparently is one of the largest automation platforms on the planet. The problem, first of all, is mental expensive, right? And if you're an enterprise level business, then you're probably going to be using Marketo. Marketo has everything from, it's interesting they say no setup fee, because I remember us having to pay a setup fee. So I don't, maybe I was wrong, or maybe the thing we were buying had to have a setup fee. Marketo integrates beautifully with Salesforce. Salesforce does now have Pardo, I think they pronounce it, as an automation platform. Marketo does a lot of stuff, but frankly, it doesn't do any of it brilliantly. I believe that what Marketo brings to the market is below average for a lot of individual other tools. I understand why enterprise level businesses use it, because the way that it splits data across multiple, because it's a cloud system, like, well, all of them are cloud systems, but the way that it splits data across users can be very, very useful. But I have found their page builder to be utterly atrocious. And again, it was a couple of years ago that I've used it, but Marketo's page builder was at the time abysmal. Their templates for responsive templates had only just come in around 2016, and even then they weren't even official ones. You kind of had to download them from another website and upload them to your Marketo template. Their page builder was really bad. It was not responsive. Their email builder was bad. Their automation was bad. I absolutely loathed using Marketo, but it did integrate with Salesforce. Now, I reckon a smart person could integrate anything with Salesforce. If you're working with multiple enterprise level businesses, chances are they've already got their own marketing automation platform, and it might be an idea for you to talk about strategy instead. And that's certainly what I've done with Marketo businesses, is I've come in and done an overview of their strategy, and then we've had Marketo experts come in and actually build out the automations, because I physically couldn't face sitting down and doing it myself, so I got other people to do it. But Marketo is not something you necessarily need to look at. In my opinion, your best bang for buck as a marketing funnel builder is ActiveCampaign. I think it's an absolutely outstanding way to be able to manage multiple customers. I think it's a fantastic way for you to be able to grow your business. They've got loads of automations that you can download for free from their marketplace. They've got loads of templates. A lot of it is kind of set up for you. And of course, if you're using one tool, it actually becomes cheaper for you for a variety of reasons. My second probably would be maybe Infusionsoft or HubSpot. I quite like both of those. Things like Drip and Entreport. I don't know if I've got some of the other ones here. Drip and Entreport they're a fantastic tool, but I would rather use them internally as opposed to trying to get customers to use them. Also, Marketing Automation Insider, shout out to those guys. They have a tool finder, which is really good. So if I said I was an agency and I have 4,000 contacts, my monthly budget is less than 400. Obviously, they're like a lead, and they'll send a recommendation. I can't be bothered to fill this in. That'll send you what they think is their best tool. Now, usually, if I was to say I want to compare ActiveCampaign versus Drip. Usually they've got one that's quite, here we go, ActiveCampaign versus Drip. So you can compare a lot of their stuff here, and then down the bottom they've usually got a bunch of different comparisons as well. So check out marketingautomationinsider.com. I love using these guys, but we've stuck with ActiveCampaign for a long time. It works, loads of bang for your buck. In the meantime, guys, thanks very much for watching. Which automation platform do you use? I have heard of Mautic as well, Mautic, but I haven't played around with it enough to know enough about it. I believe that you can install it, so it's kind of like a white labeled. No, yeah, you can install it on your own server. There is a cloud version as well. A lot of them pretty much do the same thing, but the big thing for me is to know which one can I use with my customers repeatedly, and it becomes cheaper the more I use it with my customers. That's kind of what I want to know. Let me know what you use in the comments below. I have also got a video coming soon on how to deal with clients who want to use their tools versus your tools. So I've got that coming out, both autoresponder and things like page builders or CMS systems as well. So that'll be coming out probably next week. Thanks very much, guys. Speak to you later. Give me a like and a subscribe and a share and all that kind of shit. Bye now. Mike here from Sell Your Service.